What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video we're gonna be talking about some first teams that are starting to appear and you can build with this Legend B2 Kaido. Now this is gonna be basically like the first showcase of Kaido and explaining why I was saying that he's kind of self-sufficient and he can go in a lot of teams, not even only quick teams. Like he can go pretty much in most of the teams that you can build, and he's such a strong unit. And you're gonna be seeing that in that video because when I was experimenting with some teams with this guy, I came up with this team. Now I don't know. I think so different people have had the same idea because I have seen like a guy using this same team in the top 100 of this block A, and also I saw like some other guy using it like very low rank like I was in the last of the championship. Well, I wasn't that low rank, but like in top 1000. So yeah, like probably some other people have thought about the same thing, but I was thinking about some driven slash slasher team. Basically, it's a driven team with Roger, and yeah, it is quite amazing, and that's the title of the video because yeah, the slashers are gonna be out when B2NL comes, but I think they they could already be out in the sense of yes, you can already start beating them with teams with Kaido. It's not as secure and guaranteed as with B2NL, but for example, this team actually does wonders, and I really love this team. Now, I'm gonna be like talking about this team that I have come up, like a driven slash slasher team. Then also like early quick team, but with now Treasure Map Queen, we're gonna have more units to put there. And then maybe I have also thought about some Cyan Quick hybrid team, which is also really cool. I wanted to try this B2 Kuzan because I really love him. But yeah, so a lot of interesting teams. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be showcasing them all, and also I want to mention that you can also put this B2 Kaido inside the slasher team, and in general it destroys. Maybe if you're going up against the B3 low variation, you have to be a little bit careful where you place him or something like that, or maybe avoid those kind of teams. But it's just because B3 low debuffs the special city of Kaido, and maybe Kaido doesn't come at the moment that you want him to. But yeah, I mean in general you can win. If you're losing some matches, it can happen, but maybe you can play around with the positioning of Kaido inside the slasher team. Instead of being in the fifth spot, you can put him in the third spot or in the middle even, because he's the unit with the most defense. But yeah, so you can try some different positioning so that your Kaido activates whenever you want. I mean, not whenever you want, but more to the moment that you want. But yeah, so without further ado, let's start with this video, and we're gonna start with the showcase of this team. So we're gonna be at least doing some matches against the slasher teams that we can find. Now, for example, this team works the best, I think, against the Shanks crew variation and against, like, for example, Howin Law variations. And I have tried a lot of variations. Maybe the hardest one is actually the B3 Law variation, because my units get special debuffed by law. Like it's not that important in terms of special CT because I have Tesoro, but it is annoying. And maybe in terms of speed, it's a little bit annoying because it's like it counters the speed of Roger. But yeah, I'm not finding any slasher team now, so maybe I will have to be right back. I don't want to go the first one against the B3 low variations because it's kind of the hardest one, but here, look, here we have one. It's a Shanks crew variation, and we're going to be seeing how it goes. So in terms of stats and buffs, this team is actually really good because, for example, we start with some defense up level 7. in the not quick units. And as you can see, Kaido himself has defense up level 10 and Bellamy only 8 because he debuffs himself. But yeah, so defense up level 7 at the start, it's not bad at all. And the good thing is that we have more ways of getting defense. Like for example, we have the Doflamingo, we have the special of Tesoro, which is kind of underrated because yeah, he doesn't target a lot of your units, but at least he targets himself and some other unit, and those units actually get massive defense. So as you can see, my Roger is gonna activate, and that's gonna be really cool because this means that we are gonna be debuffing the defense of the enemy units. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal that the Odin actually activates. As you can see, yes, my Bellamy actually didn't activate this match, which is kind of a really weird thing, because normally the Bellamy, it's actually I think the first match that he hasn't activated because he has such a low cooldown that he can just activate really early. And as you can see, it doesn't really matter because we are just destroying this team in less than 40 seconds. It is done, and it was pretty much maxed. I didn't check, but well, I mean, it was Shanks variation with PP Whitebeard on the bench. So yeah, like the combat power, it was close to meaning that it was max. Maybe there was some unit not limit broken, but yeah, as you can see, it was a full wipeout. Like we didn't even activate the Bellamy before he died, so that was like kind of bad RNG in our side because in most of the matches Bellamy actually activates because he is one of the safest spots. So yeah, he has low defense, but in general, at least for the first 20 seconds he can survive and then he will activate. But yeah, let's try to find the second slasher team. So here I have found a second slasher team. It's another Shankshrew variation. This time I think judging by the combat power, this team is more maxed. It doesn't have PP Whitebird, it has a Jozo on the bench, but yeah, I mean it's not that high of a difference of the combat power because each one of these cost 1 units that there are at the end. It's like I think 2.5k. So yeah, there's just like a 2k difference in combat power. So it's not that big of a deal. Like the units were a little bit more understat in the previous team, but it's kind of a similar situation. So this is gonna be the last match that we do against the Shankshrew variation, and as you can see here, the Bellamy is actually gonna activate and he's gonna debuff. The main thing is, in my opinion, Odin or maybe Shankshrew. So this way we can actually deal a lot of damage. And yes, our Roger is not gonna activate now, but we're gonna have the defense down from Bellamy and the defense down from Kaido. This is gonna be really massive. So as you can see, Odin almost died here. It's a little bit unfortunate that he didn't actually die, but well, it doesn't really matter because now if we target him with Dofi, he dies, and he does. And even if he didn't, like, yeah, maybe he would have activated, but we would have already had the defense from the special of Dofi. So we are kind of good in terms of defense, and here we have even more defense. With the Zoro that we're gonna have, and it doesn't really matter if now Bellamy dies because he did his job. And as you can see here, he actually gives a massive defense buff to my units. And also keep in mind one thing, that my Tesoro is just level 4 special, so you can do pretty much better because he can buff by massive higher amount, I think, the defense, and he can deal more fixed damage. It's not that big, the fixed damage that he does, but it's actually quite good if you have the spare materials, which by the way I think quick scrolls are gonna be really valuable in the future, so maybe you wanna try to save those a little bit. But yeah, so as you can see, another pretty much a full wipeout. Yeah, like this is gonna be the last one, as I said, against the Shankshrew variation, and we're gonna have to try to find some other variation. And I think I'm gonna be doing like 2 variations against Shankshrew, maybe a variation that I can find a different one, then 1 variation against B3 Low, and we're gonna be seeing how it goes. And then I'm gonna be doing 2 more matches, like one of each, going up against uh, using, sorry, the other teams, so the Cyan Quick Hybrid and the Quick Team, and we're gonna be seeing how those matches go. But as I said, the Quick Team is gonna be much better when Treasure Map Queen comes around, which is gonna be this month. So not really that long for that. So here I have found the rare recruit in Arashi variation. So what the team that I actually ranked number one in the previous tier list, because it was working really well against the slasher meta, but now things are starting to change because the slasher, I don't think it's gonna be the meta. I don't think it is actually the meta anymore right now. But well, and when B2NL comes and stuff like that, definitely the slashers are not gonna be the priority. So the best teams in Pro Rumble are gonna change significantly, and I'm gonna be doing another tier list regarding that. And as you can see, the Bellamy is gonna activate again. So it was a weird situation the first match in which he didn't actually activate. He debuffs Odin, which is really good, and now we're gonna get the damage from Kaido. Yeah, it's annoying that now Rare Crit or Arashi will actually buff their defense, but yeah, we give them still defense on level 3. So yeah, Odin has quite a bit of defense, but yeah, he will activate, but it's not that big of a deal because we kind of have enough, I think, defense to tank his specials, and yeah, so. Here the NL is in the 6th spot. That's important because when he enters, it's important that he actually buffs the defense and speed of Dofi and himself, which is going to be really useful. And as you can see, I mean, as you know, like I really like the special of NL because he can actually be a rainbow unit. Because he gives a rainbow defense up level 5, and that's really good, and I really like that. So as you can see, our defense stat, it's not that bad. This Kizaru is probably not gonna be doing much, and if we're, yeah, NL is gonna activate now, so probably we're gonna kill some units. Yes, they have a Dofi, which can be quite scary. Maybe our Kaido dies because he's really low. Yeah, but now we get a pretty maxed PP Whitebeard, not maxed, but pretty maxed, and their PP Whitebeard will actually not activate now, and he actually dies. So yeah, doesn't matter. And yeah, this one was a little bit closer, but not that much. It's still 5 against 1, so it was not like a very RNG match. Like if anything, it was kind of negative RNG because they had a lot of defense when my Kaido activated because of rare crit in Arashi and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think actually Dofi activated too because they had like defense up level 7, I think, when my Kaido activated, but well, never mind. So we managed to win this variation, and we're gonna be trying to go up against a B3 low variation. Also, at the end of the video, I'm gonna be showing you guys like images of some results of matches that I have done with this team to show you that it wasn't just really good RNG that I have had these matches. So to show you that it can actually beat really usually the Shine Through variation and then other variations like Halloween Mihawk. I haven't found one Halloween Mihawk now, so it's a little bit unfortunate, but it actually does beat it. And it also beats the B3 low variation, but I would say this one is the hardest one because B3 low is such a great unit that debuffs Driven, and our team is basically Driven except for Roger. So this is gonna be the hardest one, but I have actually managed to beat some B3 low variations, but I have also lost some. So we're gonna be seeing how this one goes actually. In terms of positioning, it's actually quite good. Like, well, Roger is in the 1st spot, so I don't know if that's such a good idea, but yeah. So as you can see, because of the Zoro, we only have a special city down level 1, which is not that bad, but in terms of speed, we are getting really debuffed because because we only have as a speed boost Roger, and then I think there's some block boost because our Bellamy has like speed up level 2, so I think there's some block things. But yeah, here our Roger activates. It's kind of scary because the Odin will actually activate, so that could be dealing quite a bit of damage, but we're gonna be having to see. Also keep in mind that the Kaido resists quick damage, so sorry, strength damage, so you don't have to worry that much about some special of Odin. I mean, you have to worry, but not that much. And now we have the special of Dofi. They don't have any defense. I'm not sure if this team was actually really with really high stats, because I saw something weird when the special of Roger did the fixed damage to Dofi. Maybe the Dofi was like with low stats, but I'm not sure. So yeah, well, we managed to beat them. It was a little bit closer, not like really close, but it was a little bit closer. So yeah, so in terms of combat power, it's not that bad. Like it's in 50k, it's actually max. But well, it's true that there's the two cost one units. So maybe I think this wasn't the best B3 variation to go up against. But I'm gonna be showing you some images of results of matches in which I have actually beaten some B3 variations. But I am already saying that it's it's the hardest one to go up against, and definitely if you're trying some driven teams, if you go against the B3 low, I think it's a kind of unnecessary. It's kind of necessary to use Tesoro, because you need to compensate that debuff. But yeah, without B3 low, you can actually use Tesoro to give you a special CTA boost in terms, and not only countering the debuff. But yeah, so that can be really good. So that's gonna be it for this team. Actually, and we're gonna be going for the quick team. So let's see how this team goes. It's actually an 8-man team, as you can see, and I even have some spare costs. So yeah, there could be other variations in here, but I think Treasure Map Queen is a unit that could be really good in here, maybe replacing, for example, Tesoro, and then you could use, for example, if you have B3 Zoro, you can use him in the last spot in the bench. But yeah, I really like using Recruit NL in the bench, because I really love that unit. That's why I put him in my tier list video of units in tier 0, because he can be used in the bench and he's massive. Like you're gonna be saying, like I have been using in the last two teams, I have been using this team. Maybe I don't wanna really go up against the B3 low variation on the first try. So yeah, this is a 4-man team, so nothing. Like it's a little bit of a problem, the B3 low still, because Kaido is driven, Bellamy is driven, Tesoro is also driven, stuff like that. But yeah, let's see how the quick team does against the Shanks True variation. Fully max and PvP Whitebeard on the bench. So this should be showing a little bit. I have also done some tests with this quick team, not as many, but I have also gotten some W's, so I'm gonna be showing you also some images of that. And finally, with the last team, I really love the last team, but I think it's still missing, in my opinion, the B2NL to be like powerful, because yeah, Sai is really good, but right now like NL is such a good unit for Sai, not only for debuffing slashers, but also because he's amazing. So yeah, maybe it needs a little bit more of that. And yeah, the Bellamy activates, will debuff. I think he debuffed actually all the units, so that's really nice. And yeah, well, we all know that the special of Ivankov is just there to be there, because yeah, it's attack down, so it can be useful, but it's not that significant. And as you can see, the Bellamy is actually ready to activate again. So he's such a great unit, actually. I maxed him like not long ago, but I really love how he performs. It's a quite unfortunate, because my B3 Kuzan died before activating, but at least now I will get to activate my Kaido. But the unfortunate thing is that we are not able to use the defense down from Bellamy, because it was long ago when he actually activated. So that's kind of unfortunate, because I don't think the special of Kaido is gonna be doing much here. Maybe it's gonna be killing the Odin, but not sure. Here, at least the special of NL is also gonna be benefiting from the defense down level 3 from Kaido, so that's really nice. Yes, as I said, Odin dies, but I think it's a little bit harder to go with this one. Probably like I have had some bad RNG, but yeah, as I said, in my opinion, the first team is the strongest, and you guys saw, and this one can struggle a little bit more, but still, like it can get a lot done. And I think my PP Whitebeard should activate, and then I could actually turn this into a good result if this Dofi doesn't really screw me that much. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because now are gonna get the special of Soul Mask. It's really unfortunate. This was bad RNG actually. The positioning of this Dofi here on front. So this could actually mean yeah, because the Anal is gonna be dying now. Yes, and now we get a double Subamas, but again we have this Dofi here in front, which is really annoying. So yeah, I think because of that we can call that a loss, and yeah, definitely. So yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. I don't know, like it was RNG these last two targetings. It was, I think, RNG at the beginning of the match where my Kaido didn't actually activate at all after the Bellamy or anything, and Bellamy was actually ready to activate again before Kaido activated, which was a little bit weird. The same with B3 Kuzan, but again, I think the first team is the most powerful one of the teams that I'm showing you. There's different variations of that team. Like you could use, for example, instead of Tesoro, maybe go more for a rainbow team and use Kaido in a rainbow team, and that could actually be really, really good. I haven't tested that yet because I only pulled him like 2 days ago. So, and one day was without Pyro Rumble because it was the in the middle of championship and block A. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing one last match with this hybrid team, which I really like also. Let's hope that we can get some W. I'm going a lot against the Shanks variation, but we could also go up against some other variation. So, well, this one doesn't have Kizaru, so maybe not the best to showcase. But let's see if I can find some other slasher team. Maybe I go up against the B3 Law. I don't know. Okay, let's go up against the Shangshu because it's the one that I think most of the people are using, because right now with all these bench nukes like B3 Zoro, with the release of Kaido, with the Dex units being released, we're gonna start to have started to see that actually it's really nice to have defense at the late game. So with the recent release of the Dex units, the B3 Zoro, the Kaido, and stuff like that, it's been more and more obvious that it's necessary to use Shanks Crew in a lot of slasher teams, or at least some way to give you late game defense. So that's also why I really like Recruit NL on the first spot of the bench or the second spot. But yeah, so Shanks Crew variations, as you guys saw today, they are the most common slasher teams that you are seeing now, apart from B3 Law. It's kind of unfortunate because I think that my Kaido will actually miss some units. Yes, it's kind of unfortunate because we are not using, if we were using the first one, it wouldn't really matter that much, but with this variation, I think it's kind of important. So I think we are very lost because the Odin is gonna activate. So these ones are much more RNG dependent. Like in the first match, I don't think it would have really mattered because you have other ways to damage the enemy team. Like for example with Dofi or stuff like that, or like obviously even Roger, but Roger is also here. And yeah, we will get now the special of PP Whitebeard, but they have a lot of defense. And yeah, we kill some units, so it's 3 versus 3. Maybe if I can actually get to activate my NL, I could be okay. My Kaido's gonna die here. Okay, they're gonna activate some defense. Let's see, like it could go either way. If I can get my NL to activate, no, that's it. So, well, very bad RNG now at the end. If my NL activated, actually I could have done something, but I didn't. So, well, it's kind of unfortunate that these last two matches that I did with these other teams didn't work as well. But well, you saw that with this last one, it was very close at the end. Like if my NL had activated, probably it would have gone the other way around. But the main team that I wanted to showcase is actually the first team. So the Driven team, like with Roger, because Roger is a very, very good unit in PvP. And in my opinion, this team is actually the one of the teams that is starting to show that the slashers are going down. And this will be made obvious when B2NL and Rebecca and Toy Soldier appear. But this is the first signs that the slashers are starting to go down. Because actually, if you look at the top rankings, like not a lot of people actually are using slashers anymore. They are all using like either some Kaido variation or some rainbow variation, some quick teams, some dex teams. As you can see, yeah, the first one is using a slasher team, but look at the other ones. Like here, a weird slasher team. Here, yeah, a Shanks variation, but it has Kaido, another Kaido here. Yeah, not a lot of slashers. So yeah, the Jack variation of the slashers, a weird slasher, another weird slasher. Yeah, like there's not a lot like the main teams that you see in championship right now are not slasher teams. So that's really nice to see. So and I wanted to explain that in a video and explain why I thought that was, and in part it is for the release of Kaido, but also because a lot of people find that if they put these really good defenses like Dex teams or Rainbow teams and stuff like that, like a lot of slasher users are gonna start to lose against them, because it's kind of true if you have, depending on the RNG of the match. But yeah, so this is gonna be it for today's, guys. It just that I wanted to showcase Kaido and also show you some teams that are really powerful. I am using this team against every slasher team that I find, and it's kind of really cool. And now I'm gonna be showing you some clips, but that's gonna be it. So the first one that I'm gonna be showing you here is this last variation that we have tested, like the hybrid variation. This was a weird slasher team with only Jack but no Shanks crew, so not that significant. A Shanks crew variation, but as you can see, it was more close. Here is the first team against the 8-man Rainbow team. So this is the main team that I wanted to showcase in this video, and here it is beating 8-man Rainbow team, a Halloween Law variation, another Shanks crew variation, another Halloween Law variation. Well, beating also in teams, but like the bulky variation of the slashers with Jack and Shanks crew, another in team, and Halloween Shanks variation, another Shanks crew, Halloween Law, another 8-man team, not that optimal, but here a B3 Law variation, but it was more close, a Shanks crew variation, another Shanks crew, but a little bit hidden. Here, well, a variation with Carrot. Here, a B3 Law variation, a Shanks crew variation, another Shanks crew variation, and yeah, you can see here actually a B3 Law pretty much maxed. So yeah, but I got the win, but it was more close. And here it's other teams that I have actually tested. So that's actually it for today's, guys. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this starting to of a meta shift, and let me know also in the comment section down below what you think is gonna be the next powerful team. I'm gonna have to analyze some of these teams that are appearing with Kaido in terms of, because I want to put some of them in the tier list video. Maybe I do the tier list video before NL comes, but I think I'm gonna be doing the tier list videos of best teams once NL has arrived. But it's gonna be interesting to see how, for example, this team is performing inside that tier list, because before NL it's really strong, but maybe that changes when NL and Rebecca and Soldier arrive. So yeah, but that's it, gonna be it for today's, guys. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.